So welcome to this video, and in this video I'm going to show you the only AI SMS appointment setting bot that you need in order to book appointments for your company on autopilot. It's something that took me about a month to perfect, but now it works great. And in this video I'm going to give you the full guide on how to build it out for yourself so that you can use it to book appointments for your company on autopilot, or even sell it to other companies and make a lot of money with it. Okay, so with that being said, if you get any value out of this video, like, comment, subscribe, share. Nobody shares. I don't think that anybody will share, but anyways, do whatever you want with this video, and let's dive into the video. So as a first thing, let's see an actual example of a conversation with this bot. So in this example, the bot is triggered, which means it's upset. I'm just kidding. I meant the workflow is triggered, and then I receive a message which is, "Hey Fivos, this is Jessica. Thanks for signing up for a home remodeling growth offer about a minute ago. What's the main goal you have for your business?" And I respond, "Hey Jessica, I want to grow my business big time." And Jessica responds, "I see what you mean. That's a fantastic goal. Let's dive a bit deeper into your strategy. How do you currently find and attract potential customers?" And I don't answer this question. Instead, I ask my own question, which you will have people like that. "How much does your service cost?" And Jessica responds, "Happy to help with your question, but to give you the most accurate information, I'd need to understand a bit more about your current methods. How do you currently find and attract potential customers?" Like, this is an incredible answer, right? And I respond, "Mostly through word of mouth." Word of mouth is a powerful tool indeed, but it can be unpredictable. What's the biggest obstacle you're facing in generating the level of business you want your company to have? And I say, we just don't have the level of exposure we need in the market in order to attract new business. And then I say, I see what you mean. And actually the bot says, I see what you mean. Achieving the right level of exposure can definitely be challenging. So it looks like we can help you out. Let's book you an appointment with our consultant and he will go over how it works. Sounds good? I say, sure. And then the bot says, "Awesome, Fivos, here's the booking link for the appointment. I'll send it to you on email too. Please let me know when you book so I confirm it on my side." And I say, "Thanks, I'll book." And then the bot says, "You're welcome. I'm looking forward to hearing about your booking. If you have any other questions in the meantime, feel free to ask." And I say, "Can you just give me a rough estimate of the cost to hire you guys? Because I'm talking with 3 other agencies and they give me pretty cheap prices." And the bot says, I see what you mean. Our pricing is customized to fit your unique needs, so I can't give a number without more info. Hey Fivos, do you have any other questions, or are you ready to book the appointment? I think this bot is incredible. Like with all of the back and forth, and I asked for a price twice, and it handled the conversation correctly twice. So I'll show you just now exactly how to build it. But before I do that, I'll go over specific advantages that this bot has. Okay, I wrote them down for you so that you know what this bot is doing. All right, so again, this is the only SMS AI appointment setting bot you need. Like, literally, I'll show you exactly how to build it, and I think it's going to be very, very helpful for you. So, specific advantages. This bot is 100% built on GoHighLevel. You don't need any other tools like Zapier or any other third-party tools. First of all, speed to lead. If you're having leads opting in different time zones, if you're sleeping at that time or whatever else is happening, you want to have speed to lead, so the lead feels that he or she is receiving attention right away. Super important. And literally, you can be sleeping and this bot will book an appointment for you. Second, you humanize and make the interaction sound professional. So human and professional. Literally, this bot is sometimes can sound more human and more professional than actual people. You want to make the interaction sound as professional as possible, and of course sound as human as possible and not like a robot. Again, I mentioned that before, but you don't need any other tools like Zapier to make it operate properly. 4, you can build it yourself. And 5, I'm pretty sure you can adjust and make the same structure operational for Instagram and Facebook. And this is what I'm going to be doing next. Okay, so with that being said, let's dive into exactly how to build this bot. All right, guys, so for starters, I just want to show you the simple version of the bot, and then after I show you this version, I'm gonna show you the more complicated version of it. And the reason that I want to do that is because I don't want to confuse you right off the bat, and I want to show you the main structure of the bot because it's very simple when you understand it, and then we can add more in the more advanced version for the follow-ups and stuff like that. So this is the bot. It's quite simple, and yeah, let's just break it down. So in the beginning, you will have to determine your own trigger. I don't really use contact tags as triggers. The reason that I have it here is because I was testing the bot. In general, my triggers are Facebook form submitted or something like that. And then after the workflow is triggered, then we go to the first step, which is a wait step, and have it set like this. So time delay, it waits for 1 minute. And the reason I have the waiting time for 1 minute, actually there are two reasons. So reason number one is that I don't want the response to be immediate. Let's say they submit a form and then they receive like a message. I don't want to do that because it looks like it's an automated response and people don't really pay attention to automated response in general. And the second reason that I have the wait step set for 1 minute is because I want speed to lead, which means how fast I'm contacting the lead. And I would suggest having the wait step below 5 minutes because there is a study out there that I think from Salesforce that if you contact the lead within the first 5 minutes, you multiply your chances of engaging them in a sales cycle. So it's very, very good. If you don't want to set it for 1 minute, I would suggest you set it for 2 or 3 minutes. Good. So after that, there is a standard SMS that goes out, which is, hey, contact first name. Let's say, hey, John, this is Jessica. Thanks for signing up for our home remodeling growth offer about a minute ago. What's the main goal you have for your business? And I think it's a good opening and straight to the point. Next, we have another wait step, and that is a bit different. It's not for a specific amount of time, but you just wait for contact reply to SMS. You toggle this on, and then over here you set it for 1 day. And that means that if the contact responds back to this SMS within this 1 day, 24 hours, then whenever they respond, the bot goes to the next step. If they haven't responded back within 1 day, like within these 24 hours, exactly in 1 day, exactly in 24 hours, the bot goes to the next step. So, and then we have an if else condition, which is if the contact replied, it goes here, the bot goes here. If the contact booked an appointment already, the workflow ends, and you want to do it like that because you don't want to have somebody that already booked an appointment and then on top of that you have an AI bot trying to book an appointment with them. And then we have a non-branch. We don't do anything here with a non-branch, but in the more advanced version we do stuff with a non-branch. So we create a whole follow-up conversational AI thingy. But for now, let me show you how I set this up. So the name of this branch is reply. You set it up like this. So if contact replied true, then it goes here. If the contact booked an appointment already, and you set it up like this, so workflow contact is active in your own workflow when people book appointments. My workflow is called strategy session, booking, confirm flow, and then there is an unbranch. So good. So over here, if the contact replied, let's say best case scenario they replied, then it goes to the qualifying question number one, which I'll show you how to set it up. And in general, when you set up this conversation AI bot, let's imagine that we didn't have it here. To set it up, you basically click on this little plus sign, and then you go conversation AI, and you click here. So in general, when you do that, this is gonna be this button is gonna be toggled off, and then you will only see question. This is gonna be blank, and you have to set the specific timeout, channel, and stuff like that. So I would always suggest you toggle this on, and then you give info to the bot so that the bot knows the info that it has to operate on. So And by the way, most of the info here is already pre-filled, but I made some tweaks because the bot was not working very well. So I'm gonna show you the tweaks that I made. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to give the bot an identity, like the name. Next one, most of the stuff are pre-filled. Let me show you what I added. Good. So number 4, or part of number 4, is what I added. And I think I added this: follow all instructions for the conversation, and only the instructions. I think I think I added this with capital letters because I think I was very pissed off. Do not improvise. Always acknowledge the response of the customer. Wow, I think I was very pissed off then. And then we go to additional instructions, conversation rules, ask the script question, and I think all of this stuff are pre-filled. And this is what I added, which is never fail to ask the question, which is this one. If the prospect comments on something irrelevant, do not chase that comment. Instead, always acknowledge and ask the question. And then I think the last thing that I added, there was something here, I deleted it, and then I added always acknowledge the response of the customer. Again, caps. Good. So the first qualifying question that I have for the customer is, how do you currently find and attract potential customers? Which is a good thing to know because I want to know what their lead generation looks like and where it is insufficient. So the timeout, you want to set the timeout to 1 day, and then you want to set the channel SMS. And you want to have 3 different branches of this conversational AI. These 2 branches are going to be here by default, but the last branch is not going to be here. You have to add it. You basically go here, click on add condition, and then you have to add this branch. And I name it question answered. And the condition is the person you're chatting with must answer the question, how do you currently find and attract potential customers? And when they answer, bring them here. Fantastic. So let's say, again, best case scenario, the person goes here, reply, and they answer the first question. So they go to the qualifying question number 2. And over here, I would suggest just add the conversation AI and then come to the first conversation AI, copy everything here, paste it to the second conversation AI thingy, and copy everything from the additional instructions and paste it here so that the bot is congruent and it operates on one specific thing. And the second qualifying question is, what's the biggest obstacle you're facing in generating the level of business you want your company to have? This is what I have for the question. And then again, I have the timeout 1 day, channel SMS. These 2 branches over here are going to be here by default. And then the third branch name, which is question answered. So the condition is question, what's the biggest challenge or obstacle you're facing in generating the level of business you want your company to have, must be answered to move to this step. So again, let's say best case scenario, the person answers the qualifying question number 2, and when they answer the qualifying question number 2, they the bot brings them over here, and the bot sends them a specific SMS, which is great. John, here is the booking link, and then you have your booking link here. Let me know when you book to confirm it on my side. So this is the best case scenario, that you're gonna have a lead that is gonna just answer everything. They're not gonna ask any questions, and it's pretty rare. So in case leads start asking questions and they don't respond within that time frame that you have set here, then you need something a bit more advanced, and I'm gonna show you now how that looks like. All right, so we're here in the second, more advanced version of the bot. This is how it looks like. It might be very terrifying, but believe me, it's not that complicated when you understand it. And some context on the bot. I actually got inspired from another video on YouTube to create this bot, and I created exactly what these guys were showing, and it was not workable. So I actually contacted GoHighLevel, and they said, yes, it's true, something is not working here. And then they came out with a correction, with a fix to the bug. So what I'm gonna show you is gonna be workable, and let's just break it down. So again, up to this point, it's exactly the same. There is a condition of the person replied, booked an appointment, and none. And let me go ahead and show you what happens when the person replied. So they reply, I have a, actually I should have it as a 1 minute waiting step. Good. And then we have the exact same bot over here. I'm not gonna go over it again. Oh yeah, but there are a few more branches. So if the person, so the person answered. So the next one is person is disinterested. If the person is disinterested, any signs of disinterest, send them here. So this is what I have here. You might not want to include it, but I would suggest you have something like that, because let's say the person says, do not contact me ever again. And because you have the bot here, it's literally gonna go on a loop and contact them again within the next minute. Okay, and it's gonna say something. So over here, if the person is disinterested, I have this option active over here, which is, oh man, it should say enable DND. DND means do not disturb for specific channels. SMS saved. Good. And there is one more branch that says if the person booked an appointment. So if the person says that they have already booked an appointment with us, send them here. Good. So I send them over here and it ends the workflow. So a few more things to see over here is that, let's say if there is no condition met, or if there is a timeout. In the more simple version, we're not doing anything with it, but over here, if there is a timeout, you wait for 10 minutes. Actually, you should wait for 1 minute. Cool. So you wait for 1 minute and then go to, and then you need to send them over here to the follow-up AI. Okay, because it timed out. That means that the contact did not respond within 1 day. So you have to move them here to follow-up AI, and I'm going to show you exactly how that looks like in just a bit, so that the follow-up AI follows up with them and engage them back in the conversation. The other branch is no condition met. Again, wait for 1 minute and go to qualifying question number 1. So, and the reason for that is, let's say there is the qualifying question number 1, and it's a very simple question. How do you currently find and attract potential customers? So that means that if the person answered that question that you want the person to answer, it goes to the next qualifying question. So any other question or any other comment like, I don't know, I'm gonna get back to you in a bit, or just tell me how much it costs and stuff like that, you literally want the person or the bot actually to just acknowledge and go back to the qualifying question number 1, because you want that answered so that the person moves to the qualifying question number 2. Good. So fantastic. So we go to qualifying question number 2, and it's basically the same thing. It's the same question. What's the biggest obstacle you're facing in generating the level of business you want your company to have? And then we have specific branches. The first branch is no condition met, bot times out, question answered, person is disinterested, and they have booked an appointment. They're exactly the branches that the bot in the qualifying question number 1 has. So if the question is answered, then it moves to the booking bot, and if it times out, it goes straight to follow-up AI. If there is no condition met, you go back to qualifying question number 2. You basically loop it back to the same question. If the person is disinterested, you enable, that should have been enable DND, do not disturb. And if the person says that they have already booked an appointment, you end the workflow. So fantastic. So let's go to the booking bot, which is the next step. And the booking bot says, again, the exact same personality, exact same additional instructions. The next thing is we have the question here. So it looks like we can help you out. Let's book you an appointment with our consultant, and he'll go over how it works. Sounds good? This is the question. Okay, and again, the timeout is 1 day, channel is SMS, there is no condition met, timeout. Next is asked question. So the condition is, if they ask a question instead of booking an appointment, move them to this step, which is good. Person is disinterested, move them to this step. Booked appointment already, and person answers yes. So if a person answers yes or positively, like sure or something similar, if so, send them here. Good. So, and this is how it looks like. So the booking bot asks them this question. Let's book you in an appointment, blah blah blah. And let's say that the person asks a question and does not say sure or does not do anything else. So they ask a question. We go to another conversation AI step. If the bot times out, goes back to the booking bot and asks them again if they're interested in the appointment or to book an appointment. If there is no condition met, which is I don't know what that would be, but yeah, just for the sake of not having any open loop, I put a wait step here, like a 1 minute wait, then go to booking bot again. Then if the person is disinterested, that should have been enable DND, SMS, and if the person says that they booked an appointment already, it ends the workflow. And if the person says, if the person answers yes or sure or something like that, it moves the person to this sequence over here. So let's break down the exact conversation AI step over here if they ask the question. So again, same personality, same additional instructions. And the question is, are there any other question or can we book an appointment? That's amazing actually, because for example, they say, I don't know, they ask a question like, what's your pricing? This is actually what I asked about in the example. So let's say that they ask, what's the pricing? How long will the appointment be? And stuff like that. You don't want to just answer the question. You want to move back. Oh, oh, fantastic. So you don't want to only answer the question. You want to loop back and ask, okay, do you have any other questions or can we book the appointment? So, and again, I have timeout 1 day, SMS, blah, blah, blah. So I have the brand's name, no condition met, timeout. The customer responds that we can go ahead and book the appointment. He responds positively. And person is disinterested. Okay, great. So let's move forward. And we have these branches. So let's say it times out. It waits for a minute. I like putting the wait step there for whatever reason. Then go to conversation AI, back to conversation AI. If there is no condition met, and by the way, no condition met means that, for example, they asked another question. So the bot is gonna answer the question, and then the bot is gonna ask, do you have any other questions or can we book the appointment? And by the way, over here, it shouldn't be an immediate thing. So I'm gonna put a 1 minute wait, an immediate response, I mean. The person says that we can book an appointment. So then we have a go to step and it goes to the same workflow, the same flow of when they answer yes, or the person says that they're disinterested, uh, in which you enable DND for SMS channels. So fantastic. So the person, so when the person says that yes, we can go ahead and book the appointment, I have a 1 minute wait for from Sunday to what? Why do I have that? Stupid. Come on, bro. Okay, great. So when the person says that we can go ahead and book the appointment, then we have a 1 minute wait, and then there is a standard SMS that goes out that says, awesome, John, for example. Here's the booking link for the appointment, and I have my personal booking link. I'll send it to you on email too. Please let me know when you book so I confirm it on my side. Very good. Then I have a wait step here for 2 minutes to seem like I'm actually like writing an email or something like that. And then again, hey John, here's the booking link you requested. Please let me know when you book so I confirm it on my side. Excited to chat. Best, Jessica. Jessica is not a real person, by the way. Okay, and then the next step is the wait step, which I have the wait step set for contact reply, SMS, email, and the timeout is 1 day. And then I have an if else condition. So has the person booked an appointment? Yes. If they have booked an appointment, then I end the workflow here. If they have not booked the appointment, then I do these next steps over here. And I have there is like this non-branch is by default here. So I mean, this if else condition is nothing else other than the person has already booked an appointment or not. So good, fantastic. And this is how you set it up. The workflow contact is active in your appointment workflow or is not active in your appointment workflow. Good. So if they have not booked an appointment, then there is a 1 minute wait. And then we have conversation AI again, asking them the question, do you have any other questions or are you ready to book an appointment with the link I sent you? And we have 3 potential branches. Again, no condition met, timeout, or if the person asks any questions, bring them here. So if there is a timeout, then it goes back to booked appointment. If yes, it ends the workflow. If no, it continues to the wait step and conversation AI again if you have any more questions and stuff like that. And if no condition met, then there is a wait step. What? Come on, Brewski. Oh yeah. Okay, I got it. So if there is no condition met, that means that the person did not ask any questions or didn't time out, which means, let's say, for example, the person can say, okay, I'll book in just a bit or something like that. Then you wait 1 day. You don't want to harass the person that says, okay, yeah, sorry, I forgot to book. I'll book in a bit. Then again, booked an appointment, again, an if else condition. If the person booked an appointment, it ends the automation. If the person did not book an appointment already, we have another step, which is a wait step of 1 minute, and then conversation AI saying, hey, contact first name, hey, John, do you have any other questions or are you ready to book the appointment? And again, same things, no condition met, both times out. If customer asks any questions, bring them here. So, and over here, we have customer asks questions. So you go back to booked an appointment. If they already booked an appointment, then the workflow ends and then you can answer the questions. If they did not book an appointment, then the conversation AI handles the question and then asks them if they have any more questions or if they're ready to book an appointment. If it times out, personally, this is how I have built it. If it times out, then you add them to a workflow, which is my personal workflow for follow-up and nurture. There is a nurture sequence here because like I think they should be nurtured, or by that time, if there are so many days that have passed by, somebody should call them and then triage them, which basically means like just qualify them and book them on a call or something like that. I don't think that text or SMS can do much in that scenario, and this is my personal opinion. Okay, so and if there is no condition met, again, waits 1 hour and adds to the same workflow. Okay, so this is basically the bot, and the thing that I haven't shown you yet is the follow-up sequence over here. So when I show you the follow-up sequence, the bot is going to be complete. So over here, let's say that they did not reply within the first 24 hours. So you have a wait step. I like having wait steps for whatever reason. And then you have the follow-up AI, and there are very specific instructions that I have given this bot. So again, I say your name is Jessica. But the objective that I have here is you have not received a response to your last message, and your goal is to come up with a unique follow-up message. Okay, this is the only thing, the only objectives that I have given this bot. And then I have the additional instructions. So person had not responded in 1 day, never use the same response twice. Every response should be entirely unique. And I give them a bit more, I give the bot a bit more information on us. So, and I think it's a good idea for you to do it too. So it says more information for you. Our company helps home remodelers scale their company and acquire more business, which is homeowners wanting to hire the home remodelers in order to install new kitchens, bathrooms, or any other home remodeling project. You can end the message you send with thanks, Jessica from Ram Agency. And the question is, ask any relevant question that you haven't already asked and get the customer to engage in the conversation. By the way, here it says question, but it's actually a script. I don't know if you understand that. Yeah, it's basically like this is a script that I think there is a connection with Chat GPT. So there's a script that runs through GoHighLevel and Chat GPT, and this is the prompt, this is the command for that script. So ask any relevant questions that you haven't already asked and get the customer to engage in the conversation. And again, I have timeout 1 day, channel SMS, and then I have the different branches here, which is no condition met, timeout, person responds with no conversation history, the person replies, and this is their first reply, which is super important to know that. I'll show you why. Person answered qualifying question number 1. Person answered the question how they currently are finding and attracting new potential customers. They have replied. And the other brand's name is person answered qualifying question number 2. So person answered qualifying question 2, which is what's the biggest challenge or obstacle you're facing in generating the level of business you want your company to have. All right, so we have no condition met, wait 1 minute and go back to follow-up AI. We have the timeout, again wait, go back to follow-up AI. If the person responds with no conversation history, then again it waits for 1 minute and goes to, let's see, qualifying question number 1. Good. And this is super important, by the way, because the person responds for the first time. So whatever the person says, the bot acknowledges and then moves forward in the conversation. And then we have the person answered qualifying question number 1. And if that happens, then you go to, here we go, qualifying question number 2. And this happens, by the way, let's say that the person already answered qualifying question number 1, but over here they timed out or something like that. So if they timed out, they're sent back to the follow-up AI. And if they answered qualifying question number 1, it sends them to qualifying question number 2. And if they answered qualifying question number 2, then the bot sends them to the booking bot. Okay, so guys, this is the whole bot. Okay, I showed you everything on it. I know it's a bit of a pain in the ass to create it, but I showed you every single step on how to create it. And yeah, I have decided that this is gonna be my first video that I upload on YouTube. I think this is gonna be very, very helpful for you. And yeah, I wouldn't expect that I say that, but if you like this video, then like it, subscribe, share it. Nobody shares, I never share anything, but anyways, do whatever you want with this video, and I'll see you in another video.